Oh, check, check, 1, 2. Hold on. Yo. Is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on? See, I'm doing my boomer impression right now, because as we all know, I'm actually 65 and I don't know how to use computers. Hello? I gotta get my son in here to fix my computer. I think it's working though. Welcome to Boomertown. Welcome. It is I, John Feline. John the Boomer Feline. That's my middle name. John is my first name. My middle name is the Boomer. And my surname is Feline. That's going to be the full name in the end credits of the game. Developed and directed by John the Boomer Feline. That's going to be it. That's going to be it, guys. How are we all doing? Hello, Owen Lemon. Is that a real surname? Lemon with 2 M's. Lemon. Hi. Or Raymond. That's also a good one. Just like one of those cool Argonian names where you got 2 words put together. Raymond. Very cool. Hi, Sierra. No, it's not on. What? It's not on? Oh, I gotta get my son to help me fix my computer. 4 minutes late, dang it. Yes. Oh, look, we're on Australian time, okay? Australia, as we all know, is 4 minutes behind America. As we all know, it's 4 minutes behind. So I'm not late. I'm precisely on time as per the Australian time zone. That's just how it works. I don't control how time works. That's just how it is. How is everybody? Are we all good? Are we all healthy? Have we all been using our mid-2000s alarm clocks to wake up? I hope so. Raymond fish. You guys got some good ones. Raymond fish time. It's right. That's correct. Hey, Coester. Hey, some guy's here. Guys, some guy's in the building right now. It's all good. Everything's going to be fine now that some guy has arrived. I'm always nervous that there's going to be another guy called some guy that shows up in chat and I'm not going to be able to distinguish between the two. There's going to be 2 some guys. It's like, well, we can't have 2 some guys. We'll have to have one called some guy and one called some other guy. That's going to be like, because I'm pretty sure with YouTube, it's just showing your name. It doesn't show your username. So 2 people could have the same name. So there could be 2 some guys. And I don't know, it keeps me up at night thinking about that. I just thought I'd share it. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Caius. Good to see you again. Uh-oh, Visual Studio Code. Has he taken the C++ pill? No, I'm sorry. I have not taken the C++ pill. This is for... So, in case you don't know, Caius, maybe you do. I'm rebuilding my website at the moment. It's taken a bit longer than expected because it turns out making a good website with effort takes time and takes effort, but it's going to pay off. It's all part of the plan, okay? But there's a specific way I want to do it, and I'm stuck on this script at the moment that's required that I learn a bit of regex and a bit of Python. And I abandoned it last week, this script. I'll tell you what it does in a minute. But I was trying to get this thing working and I couldn't. And I've been kind of busy with some other stuff this week, but I came to sit back down at it last night and I thought I could probably figure this out actually. So I'm going to give it a crack this morning on stream and see if I can work out the right combination of letters to get it to do what I want. I should actually probably open the site at the moment because there are some... I've been mostly busy with a few other things. I've moved some things around. I've been being a good boy for tax season and everything, and just some other IRL stuff. So I haven't really been like super hardcore on the computer that much, but that's what today's for. Today I get to have my computer time in the morning now. So if I run this command, I should be able to open this site. Should be. Oh. Why is it not working? Oh. Okay. One second, please. I'm gonna have to do some... I didn't prepare it well enough before I went live because it's gonna break. It's gonna break. Hold on. I've been messing around with the content management, trying to do it efficiently and cool. I just need to move some folders and then I'll explain what's going on. gotta rename these two folders. I gotta get rid of everything in this other folder. I'm just doing this off screen here. And then if I put these folders back and run the command again, it might actually work. There we go. We got it. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's awesome. So the current challenge, I've done a bit of changes to the gallery view. I only had like an hour to work on it this week, but I've got a bit of a change to the gallery view where now I've got some more front matter on each of these games, so that when you browse through content, the UI is a little different, where it like changes color and it's got a bit more of a geometric monospace look, because I just thought it looked better. It's got more clear borders around things, so it looked less like an app and more like a website. But it also now has dates and descriptions underneath the game. And this also works for posts as well. So the post layout, it's using the same CSS class, but it's just slightly modified it so that it's like full width, 3:2 aspect ratio image. So when you hover your mouse over it, it changes color and all. You can click on this whole thing and it takes you to the post. And it'll have, each post will now have a little summary, like a teaser text beneath it. So front matter, Hugo Dev, very cool. I'm learning, okay? I'm learning how to get it working. But the big problem that has been, I think I talked about last week, was I have all this content on Obsidian. This is where all of it lives. I've got years worth of posts that I want to put on here. And I've gone and done a lot of renaming them all to be the right naming convention, reformatting all the attachments to be the right file format, to be compressed WebPs so that they run cool and they take up less space. But when you do stuff in Obsidian, it doesn't necessarily work in Hugo, which is the framework I'm using to compile the website with. And I'm using this pipeline because Obsidian and Hugo both use Markdown. That's like the main thing you use. And I like Markdown. So I can write all my posts like this in Markdown and then take them to, in Obsidian, and then take them to my Hugo site and publish them. And it's supposed to turn it into a web page. But the issue is mostly fun. Like, it actually mostly works. The text and links, it's all great. It just works, except it doesn't just work. There's also this thing about attachments and images. So because they're all sorted in different folders, it doesn't know where to find these images, and it can't load them. And I did start manually going through each one to rename each post manually, each link, because that is just a link like this, right? I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just a link like this. So I was going through each link and manually fixing this to be the right thing to work in Hugo, but I did start working on a script of it, and I got stuck on the script that's meant to automate it. But you know, like when you don't touch something for a while and then you come back and then you realize the answer, that's sort of a moment. I had that moment last night where it's like, I could keep brute forcing this manually, but I think I want to give the script another crack, because I think I might be able to actually solve it. Like, I don't know. Every time I have that happen, where I give up and then come back, it always works. So I hope that this time should be no different. And I was just in the middle of that now, and I'm just learning how to actually get the regex to find the links and to replace them with the right things properly and all that. And I'm getting somewhere with it. So I wanted to spend some time on stream to hopefully get it working fully within the next hour or so. That'd be fun. So let me just I got a lot of windows open here. Let me just minimize some of these. Hey, Hungry Duckling. It's Feline time. That's right, Flaming Fox. My favorite scene in Project Feline is when Gabby said, "It's Feline time," and felined all over the bad guys. It was so epic. It's my favorite moment in the Project Feline lore. So yeah, so that's why I'm learning code with Visual Studio Code. Kaya says, "Oh, okay, just the website. I was afraid you went full Jonathan Blow. I'm gonna rebuild my whole game from scratch in my own new language because software is terrible." Lol. I mean, look, I kind of respect Blow for that. You know, I wouldn't do it because I'm not that good. I'm not Jonathan Blow. But if there's anyone on this earth that I think could do it, I think it would be Jonathan Blow. So I don't particularly mind what he's doing. I'm sure it'll work out for him. But no, I'm not nearly good enough to do that. I understand that I'm not really a real coder as a result. You know, I don't have my own engine or anything. I understand the advantages of having your own one. But I'm fine being a scrub, okay? Not all of us can be exceptional chosen ones, and that's okay. You know, if Blow wants to build his engine, that's cool. I'm sure, I don't know, maybe I'll give it a try when it's finished or something, because I've watched a lot of his clips, and I like the way he thinks, but it's far beyond the scope of my ability, because how the guy's like 40-something, so he's like, and he's been in the industry since like the 90s, so that he seems like the guy for that job, but not me. Oh, this is so cool looking. I've tried building a site from scratch, but it's such a pain. but I've stuck with Nice Pages for now. Cool. I haven't heard of that. Nice Pages. Let's have a look. I don't know what that is. Nicepage.com. Does it mean I can build a nice page? Oh, it's like one of these. Okay. I was using something like this called Wix for my old website, but I don't like it. I used to think I liked these sort of editors where it's like PowerPoint and you can like move boxes around and stuff. But I actually have come to hate this way of working because you get way too much freedom over what you can do. And unless you are like a gigabrain designer and you know what to do with this space, with the canvas, most of the time you will make the wrong choice, I found. And I'm not saying this as like a judgment. Like, I've done this. That's how I know I've made this mistake. If we go to this is my current Wix site. And it's like, I've sort of cleaned it up. It didn't used to look as good, but it is kind of bad. Like it looks like a Wix website. So you know what I mean? Thanks so much, Snutbill, for the gifted sub. Appreciate that. Sierra, you've been gifted a sub before, haven't you? I feel like you have. Well, now you are a sub again. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, the member. I keep forgetting the members. You guys, I got a special Discord channel for you guys, so be sure to join that. I have been trying to think of another thing to use for memberships that isn't Discord. Some other kind of reward that isn't Discord. Because I don't know, man. Like, Discord's kind of, it's cool and all, but I'm finding it less cool. I'm not really enjoying using it. It's too noisy. It's too much going on. So I don't know if I'll have to think of something. But for now, the Discord is what we got for the members, and you can see more of what I've been up to. But yeah, so my current Wix site, you can drag and drop all these elements on, but you get too much choices. You can pick too many fonts. You can pick too many colors. If you don't know how to use those, the design, I mean, this might look good at a first glance, but this is not legendary. This is not Internet Hall of Fame worthy. Neither is my current one, probably, but it's more reasoned. It's more deliberate, where if you do want to change a font or a color, you actually have to put in a lot of effort to do that. You can't just, I go to the menu and pick a different font. Like, you got to be a bit more careful because it takes more effort. So it does mean it's like design by limitation type thing, which I like about building it with HTML. I didn't think I would like it. I used to think stuff like this was just, crazy, but I actually am understanding it's quite cool. But this looks, if you can't be bothered to do that, this looks decent as well. Very cool. So let's just jump into it. So here's what Raymond is cooking right now. Cooking this little script here. So I've commented most of it out because I'm just sort of scrapboarding this for the moment. I'm just whiteboarding it, if you want to call it that. Think of this as just my doodling pad of code, and I'm trying to trial and error figure out what I'm doing. That's how I learn. Okay, I'm not the sort of guy that's going to read 10 pages of docs and understand it. I just don't process information that way. So I've just been focusing on this little clause this morning, testing it, running it, seeing what results it gives me, and seeing if that's what I want. So I'm gonna see if I can work that out while also trying to be entertaining at the same time. It's gonna be fun. Hi, Cosmic. Mitch says, I honestly just prefer to code stuff most of the time over visual editors. Fair enough. Well, that's the funny thing is I'm kind of the opposite. When it comes to game development, I'm the opposite, where I prefer the visual nodes, and I just can't read text code. But in web dev, for some reason, it's the opposite, where I like the actual code part, but I hate the visual bit. I don't know. I'm weird. Okay, I'm really weird. Cybershell says, as a non-website maker guy, the Wix page looks really good. Thank you. I'm glad that you think so, because it is about to look a lot better. So even with this design, I still want to do a bit of changing to this later, because the more I'm looking at this now, I am realizing that there is a few things off about it, but I have held off the temptation to keep changing the layout for the moment until I get my script working. Once that's all there, I'm going to do one last layout pass of this to make it look extra creamy, extra spicy, extra cool. But yeah, it's the main thing as well is that it'll run a lot better than the Wix one. Like the images will load faster, the site will be smaller, and it's going to have more stuff on it. It's going to be cool. So let's jump into it. Let's finally jump into it now. So the current thing is with these links. Can I close this? Yeah. So the current thing, I've got some text here to test with of what some links might look like. Because in my Markdown notes, instead of using wiki links, I'm now just using Markdown links in Obsidian. And the way this works is if I reference, I've got an example here. This is the first example. So you've got here Gabby. When I type in her name, I want this to be a hyperlink to the Gabby page, which I do have. If I go to games, I'll show you what that page looks like. So you click Project Feline, characters, and then remember we did this last week where I got these portraits working, and you click on Gabby, and she's got a bit of lore and all this stuff. You can see her full profile. So just as an example, I'm just using a string just to test this for now. This will read file contents later, but I just wanted to get it working with a string first. And I've got a regex pattern here that looks for... It breaks this down into different groups, this link. Because the thing I want to do is I want to get this part of the link where it says website, content, games, whatever. And I want to replace spaces with this symbol, because that's what it has to be to work with HTML. And I want to get rid of this suffix or prefix like that. So it changes the link to replace spaces with this and to get rid of this first part for this group. That's what I want it to do. So I've got just a string of different tests. So I've got another part of the string that when you go, that's the alias. So that's what the link will read as. That's the text that you'll see on the page. And this is the actual link to it in the brackets. So that would then become this in the file that Hugo will read and turn into a web link. And then I've got attachment examples as well, where I've got an image. Hold on. So this is an image attachment with alt. This is the alt text. And then inside here is the actual link to the image with the WebP extension. And yeah, I basically want this replace. Luckily, none of my file names have spaces in the first place, so that's good. But in case they do, because if I do accidentally put a space, and if I don't have that little bit that replaces it, it'll break. So it'll replace any spaces with the hex symbol or whatever. I don't even know what this is, but I know that you have to do it. And then I want it to get rid of that. And what I've managed to do so far with my little, just this morning, is that if I run this script, it will return, oh, got me again. It was working 5 minutes ago. Okay, trust me. What the? Okay, I swear this was working 10 minutes ago. Because that's the thing, because I don't really understand data types in Python. I don't really get it. I'm just sort of monkey typing on computer, figuring it out as I go. Oh, hold on. I had this figured out earlier. I had this problem earlier. For link and links asset equals. Oh, I don't think I renamed this properly. Because I renamed some of these around. That's probably why. Now if we, yeah, okay, so now if I run this, you see it returns, I just want it to print what it returns, just so that I know what it's doing here. And what it's returning the parts of the links that are just the link to the file, which is good. So instead of because if depending on how I do it, I don't want it to affect this whole thing. Because what I want it to do is, I want it to find all of these instances where there is, in square brackets, a alt text or alias, and in the normal brackets, there's a link. I want it to find all instances of those through the entire post directory of every note, every post in there. I want it to look through all the files and find anything that resembles this, which is what this regex pattern does. But when I change the string, I want it to ignore this part. I don't want it to mess with this. I want it to only focus on this bit, because that's the part that matters. So that's now working, where it does return the second return group. I think that's the way it works. So the way with Markdown is, with this expression, I'm no expert, so I don't know exactly what all the symbols do, but I just found this somewhere and it did the job. It returns this as match 1, match 2, and match 3, and so forth. And then within each match, it's got group 1, which is this, and then group 2, which is this. So I want it to only focus on group 2 and replace the spaces with 20% in group 2, because you don't want to do that with the alias. Otherwise, when you read the web page, you will see this symbol in the text, which you don't want to see. That only matters for the link. So I only want it to do it there. Now that I'm returning these properly and it's getting the things, now I need to figure out how to get rid of that starting website / something, whatever the second thing is. So there is something that I did read about called remove prefix. So I'm going to give that a try. I don't know if this will work, but I'm guessing you do something like this. I don't know what I'm doing. That doesn't look okay. It's giving me the yellow underlines. It's not okay. Let me just look up real quick. Remove, to make sure I'm using this properly. Python remove prefix. Because I am confident I can figure this out, and then it'll just be one click and it does all of my posts, and I can just use this forever. That's what I want. If you right click, you can rename symbols, like renaming variables. Oh, can you? Hold on. Oh, cool. All right. Thanks for letting me know. I'll keep that in mind. Now, I'm just got my browser open over here. Remove prefix. Text.remove. Okay. So it would have to be asset.remove prefix. And I'm just, for the moment, going to try it. This is not going to be what I want, ultimately, because it needs to check two things. It has to check static, and it has to check content. But I'm just going to do content for the moment, just to see if this actually works. So I will run this and see what it does. Oh. Okay, it's still returning website content, because I want it to print and I want it to remove this from the thing. So maybe you have to do, hold on, maybe like this. I don't know. We'll try. Oh, I'm just figuring it. Oh, it did work. Okay, it worked for two of them. Awesome. See, I look, I'm a genius coder. Okay, I'm a brainiac over here. Now. Okay, I actually might get through this quicker than I thought. I hope I didn't jinx it just then. So the trick is now I want it to be able to check for both content and /static, because I can only do one at a time with this. So if I run that again, I'm just looking at the strings. That's all I care about. So now it'll do the opposite, where the images now have that removed. So that's great. But it can only do one. So I need to, I know that there is a way to make this like a wild card where it picks one or the other. I just don't know the syntax for it. So let me think for a minute. This, I'll make a variable for the moment. So we'll call this link prefix equals, I'm just going to make this a variable. and I'll just see if that works. Okay, it still works, but I need to make this more sophisticated somehow. Teddy says, I keep misreading your name. I thought it said Testy, but it's Tetty. Okay. I don't know if Python has syntax sugar. What's syntax sugar? Hold on. What is syntactic sugar? Dude, you're teaching me so much right now. What is this? Syntax is added that doesn't create new logic, but offers a way to write in it. Okay, I don't know what this means. This sounds sick though, just the name. Okay, I don't understand any of this. What does this mean? Oh, it's like the code looks cleaner type thing, where the code looks magic, where there's less syntax, but it's doing the same thing. Is that what it's doing? I don't know. It looks like, because I'm just reading this and reading this, this looks like there's some master thing where they get to use less brackets and the code still understands what it's doing. I don't know. Is that what's going on? It's about simplifying stuff? Okay. Careful with syntax diabetes. I'll keep an eye out. I won't get syntax diabetes, don't worry. String modification. Oh, Jamie. Okay, that looks like something I'm after. String modification, substring and such. I remember having to do that to make inputs work on my Unity project, and as it uses magic strings. Okay, is that what I'm trying to... Is that what I need? Do I need magic strings? Am I whipping out the magic strings right now? What's a magic string? Oh, I love how the first result is what's wrong with magic strings. Okay. A magic string is an input that a programmer believes will never come externally and which activates other... Okay, I don't think this is... I don't know what this is. I don't think this is what I'm after. I just want, like, I think a wild card sound. Or maybe not this, actually. Actually, I don't know if that's what I want. You know, it's like the thing. See, this is why I'm not a great coder, because I don't know the wording, but I know I can draw it. I can visualize it. That's why I'm a node guy. Okay, I'm a node programmer. I'm going to whip out... I'm just going to draw what I'm trying to do here, and... Okay, it's hold on. Let's go. Let's sketch this out, okay? It's awesome. All right, it's pirate software time. So the thing I want to do is, so I've got this prefix where it goes website and then slash. Now, there's going to be one of two things I want it to accept, where it either goes static, which is one of the directories. Oh, that's really sloppy. Let me write. My handwriting is terrible. Let me write that again. So the string, I want it to act like this, where it knows either option A, it does static, or it looks for content. I want it to be able to match both, where it's like, we'll match any string that is either, it's like, it's website slash all, it's like that is constant. It'll always search for anything returning that. And then either static or content. And that's the thing I want it to do. So I know how to draw this on Paint, but I don't know what the actual syntax for this is supposed to be. So, like, oh, actually, maybe something like this. I don't know. Look, okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Would this work? I've seen people use this symbol before to mean or this. I don't know if that would do it, or if that would just count as part of the string in this case. But it feels like it should be, this symbol should be involved. That's what the voices tell me, that this symbol means something, but I can't use it in the brackets, I don't think. I don't think that would be correct. Let me try something. I don't know if this is, like, would that work? I don't know. I'm going to try running it and see what... Oh, okay, invalid syntax, of course. Of course it wouldn't let me do that. But kind of like this. But correctly syntaxed. You know what I mean? Oh, is it 2 of these? Okay, well, I'm not sure if that's it either, because it's got a big squiggly line now. I don't know. Yeah, no, that's not it either. Because I know that this in another language will do something. I know that in C# that does something, but this is Python. This is not C#. See, this is why I like my nodes, okay? Because I don't have to worry about this stuff. I can just get the node and draw it, and it works. Look, all this, you gotta have the semicolon in the right thing. I don't get this stuff, man. I don't understand. Teddy says, I learnt most of my string manipulation from Roblox documentation. Okay, string manipulation. Okay, well, that's a start. I'll look up string manip Roblox. All right, let's see what Roblox has to say about string manipulation. What's gmatch? Returns an iterator function that returns the next cap. Okay, this. Now, this is not Python either, it looks like. Or is it? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's Roblox's own language. I don't know. But this might give us a clue. Let me test something out, because I've seen people do this as well, where they have commas to separate these. So I don't know. I'm gonna give that a try. I've seen people do this. Look, I'm just trying to pattern observe here and look at what I've seen other people do. Okay, that's not it either. So let me just continue looking. Oh, it's in brackets. Okay, I'm gonna try that. So if I do this, would that work? Let's have a look. Type error, remove prefix argument. Oh, okay, so now my remove prefix isn't working. I'm just real quick. I'm gonna do print the actual prefix and see what it's telling me in the print. Okay, so it prints 2 strings. Okay. Okay, I can see why this won't work. This won't work because it can't remove 2 prefixes. It's got to do something where it matches. Okay, maybe I'm going about this wrong. Let me think. I think what it has to be is it has to know whether it's static or content before this stage. It can't account. I don't think it can account for both. I don't, just from my intuition, it seems like remove prefix can't pass 2 strings. It can only do 1. So it has to know which one of these is the right one first. So, okay, that's going to be a bit more sophisticated then. I'm going to move this further up here with the rest of the variables. Website stat. Okay, so we'll do, maybe this should be a regex pattern instead. I don't know. Where it returns either of those. Let me, regex that returns a string. I'm just gonna, because I don't want to do something as complicated as the first one. Because I know that there's... hold on. Okay. Just for the moment, I think you should be able to do... I don't know. Just going to try that for the moment. As a expression. I don't know if that's going to work. And then if I go... Okay, I just want to see what happens. Look, I'm just playing around with it. Okay. It didn't do anything. Because okay, maybe that's not the right way. Isn't web deving good for JavaScript or types? Oh, I don't know. Okay, I don't know JavaScript. I'm just, look, the reason I'm using this Python thing is because up in the green here that I've commented out, this was based on a script I found somewhere else. And there's this other dude that is trying to do the same thing I'm doing, where he had a Obsidian to Hugo pipeline, and he wrote a Python script and a PowerShell script that do the things I want. The thing is, his Python script is slightly different from what I want mine to do. So I've copied his Python script and I'm like rewriting it to do what I want. And this is how I learn. Like when I was a kid, this is how I learned coding. This is how I've been sort of, that's the way I learn. I will like get code from somewhere else and try and like bash it apart and break it down so I understand what it's doing and change it to do what I want. So that's why I'm just using Python, because that's what the script was written in originally. So at least it gives me a base where it does some of what I want, but just not exactly. Because his one only looks for JPEGs only. And that doesn't work in my case. I need it to be a bit more sophisticated. And I need it to also remove this suffix as well, because I'm organizing my documents in Obsidian differently than this other guy was. So those are the two differences. But as a result, I need to like extend the functionality a bit to account for my changes of how I've organized it. One says, since when did you start doing web dev? Well, look, I wouldn't call this doing web dev like seriously, okay? I am not a web dev by trade. I just have a goal, okay? I'm a man with a dream. I want to make my website better. I have a website already, but it sucks. No one visits it. I wouldn't visit it either because it sucks and there's nothing really to do there. And for various reasons, I want to make my website more critical to my content strategy, you could say. I want the development journey to also be intertwined with this website so that I'm not just relying on the YouTube algorithm, because there are a lot of reasons why I don't want to just rely on that anymore. But to make a website that is worth visiting, that is interesting to people, that is valuable beyond just, oh, cool, a website, and then they forget about it. You gotta kind of put in the hours. So that's why I've now become a web dev temporarily, just to do this site. And then I'm gonna stop being a web dev after that. I just want to have my own little place online. I don't want to be a surf renter on YouTube. I want to be an internet landlord, like the cool kids. Okay, that's what I want. That's why. Please don't ChatGPT it. Don't worry, Sierra. Luckily, because I am spiritually a boomer, I will always detest and trash talk ChatGPT. No, that's the last thing I would do, because whatever it tells me is probably going to be wrong anyway. So I've never had an urge to ask an AI what to do. It's probably just as clueless as me. So I'd rather go blindly in the dark than trust some language model that just talks confidently, you know? You should do what Coesta just said. What did Coesta just say? You could check if the link contains, like an if-else thing. We'll try it. I feel like it's not the optimal solution, but I don't have any other ideas, so we'll give that we'll just see if that works. If I can't even, that'll be my first step. Okay, that'll be the stepping stone move for the moment. We'll give that okay, so an if-else should be pretty simple. If link contains, now that's, I don't know how to do. How do I Oh, I think I might know, actually. No, maybe I don't know how to actually do that. Hold on. So, because you have to look in the string for a match, right? Let me just check. Because I don't know how to do that. Python, how to match a string. That is the right wording for it, right? Matching? I don't know if that's the right word for it. I have an image, because that's the thing. I think in pictures, so I can't I have such a tough time with coding in text because of that. Strings are compared. Okay. I think I know. Okay, this is looking familiar now. So real quick. So it should look like something like this, right? Where it's like if link.group, I don't know if this will work using the grouping, equals I had a variable for this. Did I delete the variable? I think I deleted the variable. I deleted the variable. Silly me. Oh, link. Just for the moment, we're gonna. What did I just press? Oh, I didn't want to do that. No, don't smart send. All right. Let's run it. Okay, no, it didn't work. Okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta, because it keeps clogging up the thing with. All right. Let's just run it blank. Okay, wait a minute. Did it work? Oh, wait a minute. No, this would. I just realized this wouldn't work because it's checking if the whole thing is equal to this, but that isn't right. It has to check if part of it is equal to it. Oh, how do I do that? See, look, this is why I'm not a web dev. I'm trying to be one, but I'm not a web dev. A web dev would know how to do this. I'm just Googling. Also, can I just say, because this is something I've ranted about, like, because I've clicked on all of these and none of this is quite what I want. And yeah, I think that it's another case of like, I don't know, maybe this is it, but I don't know. I've just noticed that search engine results have gotten a lot worse, and I need to come up with some other way to look out to research things that isn't Googling, because I'm finding it less and less useful now. But I can't be bothered to drive up to the library at the moment and find some programming book. So I don't know. And I don't want to ask an AI. Is there some other fourth option that is there some version of Google that exists that's just Google from 2014? Because that would be perfect. That's what I want. Now, well, I regex, sure. If that's the best thing I can do, I'll try that again. So... so this is just searching. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read this more carefully. I'm gonna try this for myself. Okay. Can I print the result? Print X. I just want to see what it actually returns. Run. The voices demand that Raymond web dev. That's true. True. Okay, so when I print X, it actually just... Okay. It returns a lot of stuff that... Like, I just want it to return this. I don't want all this extra stuff. So that's what re.search does. Because, yeah, I don't want match object span. I don't want that. Let me just think this through a little bit more first. Let me just have a pause. I'm getting a bit overwhelmed with all this new syntax right now. Let me think. I don't think look, because I don't know how to write the right if statement for this either, so I might not go there either. I know that it is some kind of with regex. I imagine there is a combination of letters that gets you to returns both this and this. because that's kind of what regex is for, right? I know that there is a combination that would get you both of those. It's just a question of what that would be and then what you would do with it. Because, okay, let me get my paint canvas out because I need to draw this problem for me to understand it. So that's the ultimate goal. And the problem is, so what is it? What do I want? What is my intent? What's the artist intent here? The artist intent here is that I want a thing, a regex thing that gets this, either of those, and then it takes the markdown link. My handwriting is terrible, don't worry. Markdown. This is the link, and it's going to have this in the suffix, and if it's either this or either that, I want it to just remove it from the beginning of the link. Let me just think. I want it to find, there's two stages. I'm going to draw this again. This is going to be the battle plan. So that because I know that I'm going to, okay, hold on, new canvas. Because I know that if I look up too much syntax, I'm going to get confused and forget what I'm doing. So what I need is battle plan, stage 1. I guess they call this pseudo-coding. So phase 1, find the pattern. And we want where it's like website / and then either static or content. I know I'm probably repeating myself a lot here, but this is for my own sake. I need to know what's going on. So that's stage 1. And then phase 2 is like the Marvel MCU right now. Phase 2, we're going to get Captain America and he's going to fix all my problems. Phase 2, remove no, that isn't quite right. We find it. Where do we... Well, hold on. I got to ask another question. Find the pattern in what? In... Because I want to be as specific as I can here. You have to find the pattern in links. In links. Group 2, which is just the part of it that has the URL. So it's going to search there for that pattern. Then, once it has identified it, which I guess I would use maybe this same kind of thing to do that. Find iter or resub. I don't know what resub does. Actually, wait, no. Resub, that actually we might be able to use the same thing. It would be a similar thing. It would be because I think what this does, I just found this morning. It like substitutes, which maybe would work. Because what we could do maybe is substitute like a similar thing to this, right? Let me just freestyle here. It'll go at like re.sub. So I think that means substitute for the regex thing. It substitutes the pattern, which would be link prefix, with nothing, searching the link group 2. So it searches that same link, it replaces the prefix with nothing, which means it'll delete it. I don't know if that's the right way to delete text, but that should work. It should work. Maybe that, I don't know. Let's run it and see what it does. Oh, it kind of, okay, it did kind of work there. All right. Maybe that's what I already had before, but it almost worked. We just have to make the link prefix more flexible to do both. But that would be the statement, I think, is that it searches for that pattern, any instance of that expression, and replaces it with nothing. The only obstacle is just making this more sophisticated and not just being a static string. It has to be an expression that will pick up both. Okay, now so phase 2 is now done already with just me thinking. I just used my galaxy brain there. So I'm just going to write replace the pattern. Or substitute. And I'll take this off so I remember I've done it. Substitute the pattern. So that is done. I'm going to do a little tick marks around it. So phase 1. So I've done phase 2 first. Lovely. But the phase 1 has to be more sophisticated. Can't you just string.split? I don't know what that means. I'll try. I don't know what string.split is. Look, guys, I'm not a master coder. I'm not a coder. Split is a method used in programming languages like Python, Java. Okay, I don't need the AI answer. I just want a real explanation of what it does. What does this do? Split. Method of string value takes a pattern and divides the string into what? Into an ordered list of substrings. I don't know what that means. What the hell is a substring? The pattern describing where each split should occur. Hold on. Okay, look, this is far too technical for me. I don't get this. I think I kind of get the vibe, but this is like, look, I don't have like a degree. I don't understand what this is like meant for college people. Value takes a pattern and divides. Okay, so I think my understanding of this, it returns like a list of strings based on matching a pattern. So, hold on, let me just think. Because I'm reading this and this is going in one ear, out the other. I just can't, I don't get it. But the voices tell me that it would work something like you type in a string, or there's an example here. You have like a thing, and then it like, for each match or something, it returns it as multiple strings or a list or something. I don't know. Is that what it's doing? Let me just read the actual, this is JavaScript. Okay, well this is not going to help. This is a completely different language. Python. Okay, that's where I want to be. I was like, wait a minute, this syntax looks weird. It's JavaScript. Okay, let's read the Python one. Text.split. Try for yourself. Let's do it. This is how I like to learn. Oh, okay, so it just splits it. Okay. See that? I don't know why, but that whole written paragraph from the other website, I did not understand. But just hitting run here, and I get it. Okay. See, I think in results and images. I don't understand all these big wordy paragraphs. Now, let me think. Why do I need to split the string? See, because I'm not exactly sure why I need to split the string at this point. That's the thing I'm confused by. It's cool that you can do that, but I don't understand why yet that the string has to be split. I just need it to match a pattern, not to split it. Let me think. Because I think what I need at the moment is this. So I don't. That's cool. I don't really see how that helps me at the moment though, because I need it to detect two different. I need the string itself to match two things. Unless there is some kind of way that splitting this. Oh wait a minute. Okay, no, I don't. I'm just reading the example, and I don't think that's what I want. Verdoc says splits the string into an array based on the pattern. Yeah, but I don't understand how I need it in an array. Maybe I do, and I don't get how yet, but I don't see how making it an array helps me solve the problem yet. What I think, because I'm getting really confused here. I think what I might try is, because I know that when I did this and applied it to this, it worked to get me all the links. So I think what I want it to try, the angle I want to approach this at, is coming up with some expression that captures those both. Because I know if I do that, and if I leave this alone, it will work. I just need to know the right pattern to tell it to look. There was some website I found for this, regex tester, or some online regex thing where you can type in... It might have been this. Yeah. So I got to think, because then regex is also weird. I don't really know what all the symbols mean. But you want something like regex match word. I'm just going to try that first. I want to match a whole word. Use parentheses. Okay, I'll try just parentheses. I'm just going to try the simplest possible thing and see what it does. I have a note file here somewhere that has all of this text written in it that I've been using to test this with. Desktop regex test. So let me copy all that. Okay, so that returns the word website. All right, so I know what that does. Because the thing is, I kind of learnt this yesterday and then I forgot. So it's like I have to sort of bash around with this so that I remember it for more than 5 minutes. So now I've got one half of it, but now I have to then go or type thing where it does either one or the other after this. But for some reason, when I type in that, it stops working. Yeah, okay, so it stops working when I do that. Interesting. That symbol probably means something then that I don't know. Maybe... No. What does this mean? Because I know that the exclamation point and the question mark all do something. I don't know what they do, but I know that they do something. Okay, let me minimize some of these windows here. Matthew says lots of languages have a function for strings where you can remove n characters. Well, the amount of characters is going to change though. That's the thing. Because like website/content, because okay, look, can I zoom in? Yeah. So website content and website static are different amounts of characters. So that also I don't think I'd want to do that either. Because it has to know how many to remove, and for it to know that, it would have to know what it's actually saying. So it would need to know it needs to know the string website static or website content. So I just typing in remove X characters. If I did it here, it would remove these two as well, because content is like 10 characters and this is only 8 or something like that. Oh, I know, it tells me at the bottom here, 14 characters versus 15 characters. So it would have to know when to subtract the extra one. So I don't want to go about it that way. It says you need to escape the / to count it. Oh, I think I know what that means. Okay, thank you. Oh, okay. So look, in some other thing I've done before, I had to use this symbol for something, and I get what that means now. Okay, now I'm just curious. Okay, this is just improvising here. This sort of almost does it. I'm close now. It's just I know this is not the right symbol. But something where it like picks either of these. But it searches for this, and it searches for, oh wait, this is probably not the most optimal way, but that works. Oh wait, does it? No, hold on. That works. It looks like the longest expression ever. This probably looks terrible, but this is what I want. Okay, so I'm going to do this for the moment, okay? Don't laugh. Don't laugh, don't laugh. That is actually exactly what I want. Okay. We might be in business now. So if I run it, it should yes, it works. Okay. Okay, it works now. See, you can block it. You can even try to trap it, but the light finds a way. So now all of those read as games, feline characters, feline. Yeah, so it gets rid of that prefix now. That's exactly what I want. So awesome. So this, look, it's probably not the prettiest regex expression, but look, it's been an hour. I gotta get a move on. So I'm gonna leave it at that for now. And wow, it just works. All of it just works. Cool. All right, now I can move on to the hidden phase 3, which I didn't talk about on my whiteboard. So phase 3, now that I know exactly what strings it's returning, and it accounts for spaces, and I haven't shown you guys this yet, it accounts for spaces too. So if I accidentally type in a spacebar in one of these and run it, it'll replace the spaces with, wait a sec, let me clear that and run it again. It'll replace the spaces with, oh, wait a minute, is it not? Okay, now it's not doing that. This now is not working. Uh-oh. If I remove that, okay, maybe it doesn't just work. Okay. So now, okay, it's created another problem. Every time, this always happens. Okay, so it's created another problem where it doesn't do both of these at the same time for some reason. That is something I was afraid of, because I did notice with all the scripts I was looking at, they would never declare something twice like this. So I don't know if there's some way to bring this in the same set of instructions where in this one execution, it does the work of both of those. I don't know if that's possible. I'm going to look up the docs for what resub does. See if I can replace two things with two different things at the same time with the one command. I'm going to see if that's possible. I'm going to... Oh my god, I can't... Okay, is there something... Where's W3? That was simple. I could understand that. I'm not reading a whole thesis. Let me scroll further. Sub. Re.sub. Okay. So it's only just doing one here. Or is it? Oh, replace. Oh, okay. Does it only do? It only does replaces. It does it once, doesn't it? Unless I'm gonna try something crazy. I'm gonna try something. I don't know what this means. What does this actually get? The 9 rain 9. Oh, so it's replacing. What is it replacing? What's /s mean? It looks like it's replacing any. It's replacing any space except the ones that follow an S. It looks like. I'm gonna just backspace this for a minute. Oh, well, you know what? I'll leave that there, and I don't know if you can like add a second set. I don't know if that works, so I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna replace the letter R with B just to see what happens. Okay, I don't know if this will work. No. Okay, never mind. Damn. Why isn't it possible? Why not? The only replacing the first 2 spaces. Okay. Well, okay. I don't need to know that anymore because I don't think the example is what I'm after anyway. Because what I want. All right. What I want is I want it to do both of these, but it can't for some reason. It'll do whatever comes last. So if I want it to take the string, substitute spaces with this symbol, and remove the prefix, it only does one of these when I write them this way. And I want it to do both, but it's only doing whatever comes last. So I'm trying to figure out if you can combine like this, but I know that won't work because it's giving me a squiggly line. Like, I know that there's got to be some way where you can tell this re.sub to replace this with this with what? Hold on. Find this, replace with this in this string, and replace this and this and this with this string in the one thing. That's what I want it to do, but I don't know if that's actually like a thing you can do, because that's why I've got it in a second line here, but it only does one. So I'm gonna have to think. Asset equals re.sub link prefix dot asset. Oh wait, hold on, Teddy, you might be onto something there. Let me I'm just going to comment this out so I don't ruin it, but I'm going to try what you just said. I think I understand the logic. Re.sub link prefix. Oh, wait. No, wait a minute. No, because asset is here. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no. Okay, I get what you're saying. You mean that. I think that's what you mean. Let me try. Okay, let me add some spaces to deliberately throw this off and see if it works. Oh, wait a minute. Almost. Oh no, because I put the space there. Silly guy. Okay, well that's something I didn't think of. I don't know if that'll be a problem. but let's look now. Okay. That does work, except... it works, except... It works except if I put a space in the prefix. If that prefix then gets inserted... Oh, no, wait. I need to do these out of... These are in the wrong order. If I reorder them so that one happens first, then that problem won't exist. Okay, hold on. I think I got it. So let me just write it again. Because I need to change it slightly here. Link. Can this get out? Okay, it had this big text thing in the way. So I want to replace get rid of the prefix first, I think. Except there is one case where that... So it means it won't replace spaces with 20% in the prefix, but it means that if there is somehow a space in website content, which there shouldn't really be, so this doesn't matter too much, but if there is one, it won't know what to do. It won't remove the prefix, and it won't know what to do with it. So I can either try and come up with a way to account for that, or I could be less... or I'd have to manually fix it if that does happen. Let me just think if I want to try this or not. Link prefix, link group to... And then, well, let me just continue with the rest. I just want it keeps coming up with these tooltips. Did you know that this, like, I need to read what I'm writing, okay? I don't want this big clippy thing in the way. Like, can I turn this off? Is there a way I can turn off these? Return the string obtained. Like, no, I'm not reading that. Oh, wait, no. This then has to be asset. So I've just swapped it around. I'm just going to see if that works still, that I haven't broken it. Let's try it one more time. Okay, that works. But it means if the prefix... It won't check for spaces in the prefix, though. That's the only thing. But I don't know if I should even bother trying to make an edge case for that at all. Because if it didn't... If I did get that wrong, I would know it in Obsidian first, before I even took it to Hugo. So I don't think I need to account for that. But I do like the idea of it chopping off the prefix first, then substituting the spaces. With folder prefix. Hugo, I'm just going to update this comment. Hugo folder prefix removed and 20% replacing spaces. Okay. I don't know what this was for. I think this was just for me messing around last night. I don't think I need that. All right, so that works. Now there's phase 3, which is actually getting it to right to the files, which didn't work when I checked it last because of all the nested folders. So hopefully that isn't too complicated to fix. I'm just going to quickly go now and replace... I'm going to turn all of this stuff back on. This was all the stuff I commented out that I just wanted to leave turned off for the moment. And I'm going to go in and replace what I've just written with the right thing in here. So that, because I'm just working at the bottom of the file just to test it. So now I know that that works now. It's just the rest of this now I got to figure out if that will work. So let me just find a better place for these two. And this content string I'm going to delete later. This is just for testing purposes. Oh. So I can get rid of this. All right, let me just read. So I want to replace, I can get rid of this now. And I want to, where it says find all links, I'm going to replace that. Oh. Oh. Oh, what happened? Why is it? No, don't put it. Yeah, thank you. Then for links in links. Okay, this is where I got to be careful. Because I've changed the names of the variables of it as well, so some of these aren't right. This is the other thing I don't like too much about typing in text, is that it does all this weird tabbing. So I guess blueprints are also equally painful sometimes, so I can't really complain. For links in links, substitute this, substitute that. And then it's this step 4. This is what I got to copy over. And then step 5 at the bottom. Okay. I think this I had already copied. Yep. All right, now it's a bit tidier. Will it still, have I made a mistake? Will it still, no, I've now made a mistake and it's not going to work for some reason. Lovely. Let me just to turn on just the parts I was actually writing. Oh, now it's, okay, now it's broken. Lovely. What if I just do that? Because, yeah, it seems like, because they don't have brackets, it uses tabs. So it throws me off a lot. No, hold on, I've gotten something wrong. Okay, I just want to see if what I have actually written is going to work still, now that I've moved it all around. No. Oh, great. Okay. I've made a mess. Let me undo all that. I've made a mess. See, this is, I like the graphs, okay? I don't like this text. All right, now that's back to when it was working. I just got to be more careful. Okay, now it doesn't work. No. Oh, because I got rid of... Oh, no, okay, I got rid of the print. That's why. All right, now it's back to work. All right, now let me just surgically, carefully try this one more time. Because I had all of this stuff up here that I wanted to replace with the stuff I was doing. This, look, this is probably not the way you're supposed to do it. You're probably supposed to have some separate, like, scratch pad file or whatever. I don't know what... I don't know. I'm just doing it at the bottom. I'm doing all my working out at the bottom of the page here, just so I can actually understand what this is doing. But reactivate it, turn it all on. Raymond used 3 apostrophes for multi-line comments. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. Another language, I've used that before somewhere. It might have been in when I was doing Unity. I think you can use. I totally forgot that. Thanks for the tip. So let me give that a try here, actually. So you're telling me right now, I can. What was it? Oh, I've lost your message. I've lost the message now. Chat's moving too fast. 3 apostrophes. That's it. So, you mean this? No, apostrophes. That I don't know. This doesn't look right. Maybe I'll try the other one. 3. I don't know. You might be thinking of a different... I don't know. That might be like a JavaScript thing or something. This isn't JavaScript. Everyone, for some reason, thinks this is JavaScript. This is not JavaScript. This is .py. This is the Pi language. That's right. Unity uses /star. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me try that. You mean... No, that just turns it into a string, doesn't it? I'll try... I've seen this one yet. Okay, no. I'm just gonna keep going, okay? I don't know what this... I'm not gonna need to know this. Once I write the script, I'm gonna forget all my Python knowledge. I'm only gonna need it for like today. So I'm not too concerned with being a Python master. A Jedi master. I don't want to be on the council. I'm fine being a Padawan learner for the moment. Okay, no, now I've lost where I was. Hold on. Talking too much. So this is why I don't like to code on stream, because I get too distracted. So, let me just think. Let me strategize. I know this is junk. I know this is needed elsewhere. And I know that this is junk. Okay. Real quick. Actually, I might copy paste this. Okay, I'll try. I'll try one more. Oh, what is that? Okay. If I save that and run what I had. Okay, thank you. That has managed to... What is... Because that's not what... It does something completely different than what I typed in. Oh, no, wait a minute. Okay, no, I was typing in comma, not apostrophe. Oh, I'm so silly. I was typing in the comma. I was doing this, dude. And then I was doing this one. Yo. Yeah, no, I'm definitely a Padawan. Thanks, Master. Thanks, Master Obi-Wan. Coesta says, I'm only gonna need to know it today, said the soon-to-be Python Messiah. Okay, no, I'm not the Python Messiah. I'm not the Python Master, okay? I'm just the Python Padawan. See, the Python Padawan is better because it's an alliteration. And it rolls off the tongue. I'd be like, what's up? It is I, the Python Padawan. I will accept that title and that title alone. I don't want to be a master. I'm like evil Anakin Skywalker be like, I want less, and I know I shouldn't. That's me. That's me right now. I'm not the coder I should be. I want less, but I know I shouldn't. And then like everyone's telling me, you're all powerful. No, I'm not. It's like evil Star Wars. The Python Whisperer. No. Just the Python Padawan, okay? That'll do just fine. I don't even need a title, okay? I'm just Raymond fooling around with some Python for today. That's it, okay? So let me I gotta use my brain cells for a second here. See, it does I hate when it does this. I paste it, and it goes, oh, we want to move your code back this way. No, just keep it in line. Keep it in line with what was there, please. I don't know, maybe there's some Jedi Master reason why it does that. Maybe the Jedi Masters can tell me why. Wait a minute. Okay. That goes here. See, yeah. I just keep in line. There we go. And then prepare markdown compatible link. Okay, yeah. So that's what I wrote. That's what I... Wait, what is this? Oh, no, this needs to be indented. That's right. Perfect. Now... Oh, no, I don't want to do it. Okay. I think I can get rid of that now. So now there's going to be this big problem I have to deal with where it needs to know how to read files and stuff, which I haven't quite worked out. Oh, sorry, that's right, it's probably not working because I had that commented out. Silly me. See, this is why I'm not the Python Messiah. The Python Messiah would not make such a silly mistake. File name, file not found. Oh, it's probably because there's no files in there right now. So I'm gonna have to do some file explorer magic right now. Okay, let me just close some of these tabs. I've got way too many tabs open. W3 schools, bye-bye. I'm leaving the school. Okay. How do I add nicknames to YouTube channels? The answer will shock you, and it will shock me when I figure that out, because I haven't. I don't know. I don't know how you add nicknames. You should make a custom script that does that. That's what I'm doing. I'm making a custom script right now. See, I'm following the orders. I'm following the instructions. Select the whole block and press tab. Oh, really? Wait, no. I didn't... Yo! Thank you. Yo! That's hot. That's hot. Thank you. You can do that in Obsidian as well. I didn't know you could do that in Visual Studio. That's awesome. All right, well, that'll save me a lot of time. Now, back to business here. There are no posts because I excavated them all temporarily so in case I screwed them up. So I got to go back to my file explorer and add in the posts. Got to add them back. Oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, one sec. How do I gotta go back to... I gotta stop the website running real quick. And I need to... Because I've got another content folder that I'm using... it's complicated. I'm not going to explain it. I'm just going to substitute them real quick. So I've got a folder where I did try manually doing the links, and then I've got another folder where it's just straight from Obsidian. So I'm going to swap those folders out. And I'm going to... And then every time... Because this is also something I got to keep an eye on. Because when you build the site with Hugo, it makes this whole public folder that actually has all the website assets in it. This is what you would upload to the host. So all those character portraits and stuff are all in this public folder. This is what I would upload to whatever, I don't know, Nico Web or NeoCities or whatever. Like that's what I would upload just the public folder. But so it generates this every time you compile the site. But I want to get rid of everything except the images at the moment because I've just replaced the content and static folder and they're organized a little differently. So I don't want it having duplicate files. So now that that's done, oh, that's not, where are you guys? So now that that's done, it will now find... Okay, wait, let me just check if that folder's there. Content, posts. Okay. I'll do update. Okay, there are files in there at least, so it won't have some thing where it's like, there's no files, we can't do anything. There are files there now. So it means if I keep an eye on the static directory in my file explorer, this should start populating. Because the thing that it's also doing, and this is the part I haven't tested yet with all the stuff I'd commented out. So I'm going to erase this for a sec. And what we're going to do is it's going to search all the files in my content directory. Well, this is what it should do. I don't know if it will do it, but what it should do is it lists all the files there, finds every markdown file, and then sets the file path so that it knows what the full file path of this is. And then it does something here. I don't know what this means, but this was in the original script, and I think this is the thing that makes it so that the script knows what the file says, which I need to know. And then it searches the file, the content. Okay, I think I do understand. Maybe I do understand what this is doing after all. So then content, it just reads what the file is doing, and then it searches for patterns in the content. And then for each link it finds in the match, it removes the website/static or the website/content prefix from the second match group of each return. It then substitutes spaces with this symbol. This is just temporary. We don't need to print it, but I need to see what it's doing. And then this is the part I haven't really tested. It then needs to find the directory of the attachments that and this is I don't have a lot of confidence this will work. I feel like something's going to go wrong here. It's supposed to find the static folder with all the attachments and copy them to a corresponding folder from the Obsidian repository to the website folder repository. And then it writes it. Oh no, wait a minute. Okay, so it copies, and then all the changes we did to the links, it then writes that to the file, and it just works. That's what should happen. But I need to double check something. Content dir. Okay, because the other thing as well, there is a PowerShell script that this will run with. So I'm not going to run the way that this pipeline works. And again, I'm just copying, what's the guy's name? The guy had a name. He had a beard. Some coding guy with a beard. He was the guy that made this video with the version of the script that this is based on. And what he does, he has this PowerShell script, and this runs the Python script. So I don't touch the assets.py. The way I want to do it is that I click this button and go run for push blog, and then it does everything autonomously. So it runs this Python script in here somewhere. And look, I haven't changed this, so I don't know what any of this does. This is just straight from the guy's repo. But all I want to modify is the actual script attachments area and the links. The rest of this is probably going to work fine if it worked for him. So the reason why I'm not worried about copying the markdown files and just the attachments is that already gets done here. So the push blog PowerShell script, it already copies the contents of posts, all the markdown posts, it copies those already to the website folder. Now, when I think harder about it, I'm not sure why one of this is in a PowerShell script and one is in a Python script. I'm sure there's some reason, but again, I am the Python Padawan here, so I don't know. I'm sure that there's some reason, but I could rewrite this whole thing in my image and figure out how I want it done, but I'm just going to focus on just this for now. And if that works together, then that's great. If not, then I will think about looking at this with more scrutiny, because I don't really understand what it's doing. I just understand that in the video that the guy showed, it worked. So yeah. But this script, the PowerShell script, does not copy images. It only copies the posts, not the attachments. So that's why the attachment's getting handled here. Whether it will actually work, I don't know. Let me just read this one more time, so in case I don't want to screw up the source folder here. So I just want to give it a careful read. So the content directory is the website folder. The source destination is where the images are located that it's copying from. So that's this. And then this destination, it should copy there. So that should be what it does. I guess we'll give it a run and see what happens. Of course it doesn't work. Well, it returned a link. Track back, most recent call, file, line 30. Something's gone wrong here. Oh, no. Does it? What does this mean? Hold on, let me read. Pattern flags. Line 1. Okay, I don't have any. There is no line 185 on this document. I don't know what it's talking about. Oh, it's some Python library thing. Expected string or byte, object type none. All right, very specific. That is very helpful. I'm sure I will know exactly what that means. Traceback. So yeah, this is also why I don't like coding in text, because see, when I have a problem with my blueprints, it just tells me the problem, whereas this, I have no clue what this means. It just says line 30. Something's going on at line 30. I know, I wrote something at line 30. What is going on? I don't know. It doesn't seem to like it. It liked it 10 minutes ago. That's the same line I wrote. Unless... Unless it doesn't work with this for some reason. I don't know if this will break it. I'm just going to try something. Because, yeah, now it's all not working. The whole thing. So, if I just move all of this... why is it giving me a squiggly? Okay. Maybe it'll... okay. Now it's broken more. Line 30. Yeah, I don't... why does it have a problem with this? I don't get it. Oh, unless... okay, I don't know why it's got a... what its issue is. Oh. Okay, let's try it. Okay. Okay, well now it's working back to what it was. So it actually... so this line is fine, because it is working in this case, but when I have it in this thing, it doesn't work. That is so cool. I love that. I love when we love when it doesn't work. All right, well let me comment out the other things for the moment. So I'm going to try running it again now and see what it does. File, line... okay, so when I have this inside of this for file name, if file name, file... when I do that first and then run this loop inside of it, it doesn't like it for some reason. is that I'm just trying to read what the actual log says. Re.sub link prefix. So it looks like when it's got these arrows underneath it, I'm guessing it's trying to visually in the terminal like do an ASCII art thing where it's like got the red squiggly line like Word does. So it's like trying to indicate to me that the entire thing is wrong. Like the re.sub link prefix, this is wrong. And then it's referencing a completely different script somewhere else in my computer. Line 185, in sub return compile pattern flags English, please. I don't know what that means. What is it that movie characters say? It's like, yo, can you not speak in Brainiac right now? I need this in English. And then they give you like the gist. That's what I need. I need that movie sidekick that's going to translate this from nerd into layman language, because I don't know what the hell return compile pattern flags is. I've never even touched this file. I don't know. I didn't write this. Expected type error, expected string or bytes like object, not none type. What the hell is none type? What do you mean? There's types everywhere. Hold on. I'm going to try and argue. I'm going to have an argument with my computer right now. So it looks like something in this line 30. Okay, I kind of did have a feeling this would be a problem. I think it might be this. It doesn't. I don't. My guess, my game theory, is that it either doesn't know what this is or this. It either doesn't know. It's like we don't know what either of this is. So if I just so that there isn't nothing there. I don't know. We'll see what it does. Okay, no, it's still expected got none type. All right. So that's fine. Maybe it doesn't know what this is. It's expecting a bytes like object. What the hell is that? What's a bytes? Isn't the entire computer made of bytes? I don't understand. It's all ones and zeros. It's all bytes like. Okay, I gotta use my... I'm gonna need a heavy dose of G Fuel to figure this one out. Yo, Mongo, good to see you. You've arrived just in time. None type is basically an empty value. Yeah. So I thought it was this thing, but then when I give it a non-empty value, it still says, well, we're still expecting a value. So I think it just doesn't know what one of these is. Like, link group 2. Maybe that's... maybe it could be that as well. Where have I written link group? Hold on, let me just think. Because this is a specific part of the regex results. Maybe it doesn't know what to do with that. Let me just think harder for a moment. I'm going to just type in links instead of links group. Because yesterday when I typed in .group, it would always, unless in certain cases, it would give me grief and say, we don't know what that means. Okay, no, it's still got callable iterator. All right, so it doesn't like that either. Okay. What if I just do this? Just bear with me here. Oh, all right. Okay, well, it did something there. So it printed... So it didn't write to the file, so I didn't screw up anything. But it's replaced all the text in all of my posts through this formatting. So it is this thing that it doesn't like. The regex expression. Because now when I change it to just be the entire file... it works, but not really. So it doesn't like link group 2. It doesn't like matching a specific group. I tell it, hey, replace the prefix with nothing for group 2 of the regex pattern. And it goes, this is not a byte type object. We don't like that. That's what it's doing. So I don't know what, okay, that's going to complicate things a lot because this is the part I actually need there. Oh no. Okay, I got to think real hard. Try doing content equals at line 13. Oh, no, there's a reason why that won't make a difference. There's a reason I've done that, but sure. I'm out of ideas anyway. We'll see what happens. Because that's just a test string. Content is also then being redefined down here to just read the whole file. I don't think it'll make a difference, but sure. We'll give it a swing. What? Why does that work now? And why is it doing it? Oh, because it's doing it for each. Okay, so it's going to repeat it for each file. Oh, all right, don't worry about it. Okay, well that at least kind of worked. But it doesn't do it when I tell content to be the actual contents of a file. Lovely. So, all right, that's interesting. So link.group2 does work if the content is just a string. Oh, wait a minute. What? Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. So if I change it back to the other thing that I wanted. Oh. No. Okay. So if I change that back, it'll give me the... What is it? It said something. Expected string or byte object got none type. So that means it doesn't recognize file.read as a string. That's the problem. It doesn't know it's a string or a byte object, whatever that means. This is none. It means that this must be the none type it's referring to. This is the droids we're looking for here. So let me actually look up what file read does, because this was copied from the script on the interwebs here, so I haven't touched that line. I don't know what it's really doing. File.read Python, because it's probably returning not a string. That's my guess. Read method returns a specified number of bytes. Well, wait. Bytes like object? Well, what is this right here? This is a byte from the file. Okay, there's probably more to it than that. I'm just being funny. File.read, number of bytes. Default -1, which means the whole file. So we got to turn this into a string or a byte-like object somehow. Into string Python. Read file as string. Maybe this is okay. I've seen this website a few times now today. Geeks for Geeks. This is a bit, there's too much text. I just want to see the examples. Open file path R as file content file.read print file content. Python read file the string using read line method. Okay, I don't want this one where maybe I do actually. Because the output is the same. Let me just compare that with what I've written. So read file as string in Python. File content equals file.read. Okay, well I've done that. Open file path R as file. Okay, so I've done the first example here, but my little thing doesn't like that. So I'll try the alternative that it's doing. Oh, wrong. The other example, it tells you that it gets it. The output is the same, but it's more pedantic about it being a string. So maybe that's what I'll try. So I hate when it gives me that big wall of text to block the thing above what I'm typing. Well, I'll just copy this. I'm just gonna, okay, I'm just writing the example on Geeks for Geeks here. Also feels nice to type. That's the thing, I don't like coding in text, but I do love the feeling of typing. It's nice. Especially when you've got a loud, clunky keyboard. I feel like tank. Operator. I need an exit. There's one at Lawrence Street. So that's how I feel when I'm doing this. My name's Tank, I'll be your operator. Start you with some combat training. Feels awesome. Print file, okay. I was just autopiloting there, reading what it's like. Okay, I don't need this. While line, file content plus equals line file dot read line. Oh wait, no, I typed that in wrong. There we go. Oh yeah, there was a thing I could do here. Rename symbol. Content. There we go. Now that might just work. Let's have an old test, shall we? Yo, look at these epic errors. Okay, what is it this time? Line 38. What's going on? Line 38. Oh, it's the same one. It doesn't like it. Expected bytes like... Oh, it's the same error. Oh. It's just so pedantic. It won't take anything. I do all this for you, Visual Studio Code. I go all around about and try and feed you the way you want, okay? And you go, no, I don't want it. Okay, there's probably some reason. So it still doesn't know. It doesn't, I don't know. It still doesn't quite realize that this is a string, I think. I think that's what I don't know. Is it, can I like just print? I'm just gonna see what it's actually printing. See what it is. I don't know if that's, am I gonna be able to tell from that it's a string? Okay, well that's printing the entire post here. And it looks like a string, but that's the thing with, see, this is the other thing I don't like about coding is that you can have like text, but sometimes the text is a string and sometimes it's not. And I don't know how to tell the difference. Because it's like expected string or bytes like object, got none. So it still thinks this is none type or something else. Okay. When in doubt, scream at your computer and throw it across the room. Works every time, 50% of the time. Well, never tell me the odds. Cybershell says, it's probably for some reason, quote from the crates. I mean, like, I don't know, it probably is, but I just don't get it. I don't get the reason, but it's probably something. Otherwise, it would just work. The Python Messiah doesn't need to read. He already knows. See, exactly. That's why I'm not the Messiah. He would know. He would know exactly. He would walk in and turn this into wine, and it would work, and it would feed me for months. But no, that's beyond my ability. That's why I'm the Padawan. Try printing a link in the for loop. Hold on. Link in the for loop. Which one? Okay. I don't think, because I know what it'll print. It's just going to print like the thing. The thing is that this thing doesn't like whatever I'm doing with this. Even if I can read what it's doing and go, yes, this looks like the post, this line is going, no, this has not been processed in the specific exact way I want. Try again. So, a link, a for link in links. Hold on, you're losing me here. For links in links. Oh, in here. Okay. So you want me to... What? No, hold on. I lost. The chat's moving. You're moving too fast. Printing link in the for loop. Oh, okay. No, okay. Sorry. So my brain is just overheating right now. You mean this? Let's give that a try. Actually, I didn't think to do that. Oh. Okay, this is starting to make sense now. This is starting to make sense, I think. Let me just read. So the link itself has all this other stuff that isn't a string from the looks of it. All this rematch object, span 420, 520. Like, that's not a string. That's just gibberish. That's gobbledygook. I don't need that. I just need the part in the quotes here. Except it's appended it for some reason. And now it's got some other problem, actually. What's this? Oh, no, it's still getting stuck on it. All right, so that clarifies it a bit. Thanks for that suggestion. Because the thing it's being fed... Oh... Okay, I gotta think real hard here. I have an idea. Brain blast. I'm gonna try this. I don't know what to call this. Link string equals, and then I don't know. It might accept it. The program might accept it. If I don't know I actually don't know if that is going to work. Is that's going to make a difference? No, no, it wouldn't. Of course not. No, okay, so what I was hoping this would do... Oh, no, because that's not how Python works. Because in other languages, you define a data type, right? So how do you convert this to a... Okay, that's the question I need. How do I convert that to a string? Link.group. So it isn't this. I think this is fine. It's the link group 2. This little bugger right here. There's a name for this. I forgot the name. Because I can't just call the variable a string. That's the thing I got to remember. In Python, you can call the variable a string, but it doesn't make it a string. How do you turn that into one, though? Turn regex match group into string Python. That's what I want. Rice Awake says, if you're struggling to figure out what's wrong, just write a bunch of print lines for any variable. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing here. Or use the debugger. Look, man, I don't know what the debugger is. I have no idea how the debugger works. I'm not a coder, okay? I have no idea how to read a debugger, so I'm just going to do it the way I know. Cast, is that what it is? Okay, let me investigate. Cast to string Python. Maybe that's what it is. Casting. Oh, this is cool. Int constructs an integer number. Float. Oh, string constructs string. Okay, I'm going to give this a try. I think I know what to do. I have seen this used before. I've seen this stir... comma. I've seen that used somewhere. So, okay, let's give that a shot. And then we will print. I'll just see what it does here with link string. None. Okay, I don't know what that means. Well, it doesn't return an error. So I think it's good. I don't know what all this none means though. I don't know what that's about. That's like, it looks like it's returning none for every other thing in the string that isn't a link, it looks like. Every line or word that isn't a link. It seems like that's what it's doing. Well, that's interesting at least. Oh, it's done it for the entire folder. Okay. All right. All right. I'll do print asset this time. So if I run, okay, it's going to give me the similar result. Post update. Feline devlog. Yeah. Okay. All right. No catastrophic failure. So maybe. Okay, it seems to like that now. Actually, I could do this and just get rid of this, right? Hold on. Yeah, I don't think I need to declare that as a variable, do I? That should be fine. Yeah, okay, that gives me the same result. Cool, all right. Now, it's this next part that's got me nervous. Oh, I have a feeling. I have a bad feeling about this. Well, in theory, okay, what should happen? I got to remember. What should happen here? Oh, wait a minute. Before I do that, Teddy says, which means, oh, it's not good because link string is the string none. Oh. Hold on a minute. Because, yeah, I should probably not ignore that, shouldn't I? Just put the thing you want in the string. Yeah, okay, so I've done that. It's in the string. It's not good because link string is the string. Hold on. Oh, wait. Well, I've gotten rid of that. Oh, no, wait, have I? Wait. No, okay, so I've gotten, yeah. So this is problematic somehow? Is that what you're telling me? Let me run the thing again. So all this where it says none, because print link before line 30. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this for the moment. Oh wait, hold on, I'm confused. Let me try that again. So all the empty. So it's returning a bunch of empty matches for some reason. Why is it doing that? It wasn't doing that before. It was not doing that before. Unless... Oh. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Links is... Find the link. What's the link pattern again? So I don't know why this is here. Because, all the lines that say none are problematic links. Because I don't know why, I don't get why the link would be problematic. So I'm gonna turn off the string part again and just see what it prints. See if there's anything missing. Oh, now it's not. Okay. Oh, it's gonna give me this error again. Okay, never mind. So it means, okay, I think I understand what's going. No, I probably don't understand it, but I'm starting to. I think. Okay, let me just think, because it has to do with the fact that this is all coming first. That has to do, because when I ran this on its own, in its own loop, not in this, it wasn't returning any blank anything. So it means that in this loop, for each file, for each file, markdown file, and for each pattern matched for each file, something is going on where it's returning patterns that aren't matching. But I'm just trying to... I just don't get it. I don't understand how that... Because anything that would be here wouldn't be empty because it would have to match this, right? It would be matching the pattern. So it couldn't... Any link couldn't be none. Like that, I don't understand how that would work because it's explicitly only... At least from what I think is going on, I think... this is not what it's doing, obviously. But I think what's going on is it's like matching, like this would have to match some criteria. It couldn't return 0 because none wouldn't match this. So it wouldn't be in this link pattern. It wouldn't be here. And it wouldn't be then running through this. So it means it somehow, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Mongo says, in programming, thinking you understand the problem is the first step to madness. Well, look, we never denied I was mad, did we? I've always been a bit mad. I'm just trying to understand how it could return none. Like, I just don't get how that's possible. I'm hoping if I stare at it long enough, the voices in my head will tell me. It does happen sometimes, okay? But it's not happening yet. Well, let me try. I'm going to just try this again, because I have to kind of play around with it for me to understand what's going on. So I'm going to... Wait, can I do this? Okay, cool. I can just comment the whole thing out. Because I just want to try this out of the for loop just to see if it still does it, just so that I'm absolutely sure that it's because it's in this context. That's what I want to know. So I've got to remember to take... Oh. So if I run it here instead... Oh, my bad. And then I'm just going to turn on the test string again, so it's not reading from the folder, because that's what the rest of this does. It checks through the actual. Why is there a comma there? Hold on, was that supposed to be there? Oh, okay, maybe it isn't. So what I'm trying to do. I'm just going to test it from this instead of from the file and see if it still returns 0 somewhere. Because I don't know. It'll help. It's probably not going to achieve anything, but it'll help me understand it a bit. Okay. So if it doesn't ever return none in this case, it means... Oh, it's because all of these are a match. I haven't actually written anything in this test string that isn't. So I'm going to just write some gibberish here and see then what it does. Okay, well, it still doesn't return any nuns from the looks of it. It just returns only the matches. So yeah, because then when I have it in the full array for each file, for each thing, read the actual file, when I get it there, it gets links that are not valid or something. But in this example of just a random bunch of text with some just normal text that isn't doing anything, and then some links, it just returns the links only. So let's go back now. I'm going to turn all that back on. God, sorry, this is probably really boring. But I guess this is like amateur web dev. So yeah, because then it returns all these match, and then it's got nothing. None. So either there's something wrong with the file, which I don't know why that would be the case, because it's just text. Unless it's still not reading it as a string somehow. I don't know. Unless, I don't know, unless that's... Wait a minute. Hold on. I might be onto something. Raymond might be cooking. Wait a minute. Because it's... Okay, the link. Where... Okay, link... Oh, well, that's already being turned into a string. Content. What if... This is probably not good. This is probably not the right thing. What if... Okay... If I explicitly tell it to, what's the word? Cast it as a string. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just going to try it and see if that does anything. Okay, what is this? Connection to terminal was closed. Please restart. Oh, are you kidding me right now? No, I don't know. Go away. I don't care. All right, still returns a bunch of none. Okay. Well, look, it was worth it. Look, now I know. Okay, now I know that doesn't make a difference. So content probably is a string then, after all. Now I know for certain. Oh. Oh. Come on. All right. Yes. Oh my god. I know I can figure it out. Okay, I know I can do it. There's got to be something that triggers a false positive with the regex pattern. I agree. That sounds right, but I don't know. Okay, hold on, let me think. I'm gonna try something. I'm going to make, instead of using my posts, I'm going to open the actual folder it's checking and just put one markdown file in there that just has this text in it and see if it also has some false positive. Because maybe, I don't know, with the notes I've given it, maybe they're formatted wrong and there's some catastrophe with them. I don't know. But I'm going to try it. Content static. Okay, I'm just got File Explorer open. Websites. Okay, no, I need to be in content. Is this the new... Hold on, I gotta check which one is the right folder. Hold on. Oh, no, I don't want to open Microsoft Edge. Why does this always happen? This always happens. I don't know what key it is, but you press some key and Microsoft Edge just opens. I don't know. I'm not gonna go off on a rant. I will not go off on a rant about Edge. Hold on. I've lost track of which is the right folder. Okay, what I'll do... Oh, wait. Okay, I know which is which now. Sorry, I know, you guys probably can't see this. I'm just renaming some folders. So, what I will do is I will make just a blank folder called content. I'll show you guys. Oh! And then I'll put another folder called post, which is where it's going to be looking. And then I'm going to make just a regular bruh.md markdown file, baby. And then I'm going to open this in just Notepad, and I'm going to copy the string from this. I'm just going to have a... Oh, no. I want it to be on multiple lines. Wait a minute. I want to copy this. So this markdown file is going to have some gibberish in it and then a bunch of links. That's it. Let's see if it returns. Let's see what it returns from that. So I've put it in the same folder. Oh no, I've put it in the wrong one. Wait a minute. I put it in static. It's supposed to be in... content. Okay, so content posts. Get rid of this. And then if I hit run, okay, wait a minute. Match Gabby website. Okay, well, there's no nuns. There's no, it's all returning something. So why? So there's some problem. There's some problem with all of my posts. Lovely. Oh, wait. I'm going to try something, okay? I'm going to try something. I might have a game theory. Why? So, I'm going to get some Latin stock text real quick. I'm going to make this look as a bit more rigorous, as convincing of a post as I could possibly make it. Where's my browser? Latin. Oh, Lorem Eposum. Yeah, my favorite book. Let's go. We're gonna get this. I'm gonna put this in my note, and then in just random parts in this thing, I'm gonna have links in this paragraph because I've got them all out on their own right now. And also these I won't need. I'm just going to insert links in the paragraph and just see if it screws up somehow. Because that's the one difference between this text screen and like the string that I'm using to test and my actual posts. The only difference I can think is that my actual posts have links around other text in the same line. That's the only difference that I can identify. So it must mean that there is an issue with that. That I think is what is returning none. But hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. So I'm going to leave 2 links on their own, and I'm going to have 2 of them inside this paragraph, and we'll see what happens. So. All right, no issues. So, okay, never mind. There's probably some other problem then. I did not solve it. That's infuriating. I don't know if I'll be able to. I don't know. Maybe I won't be able to solve it after all. But what I could try, though, is just to see if this last bit will work. Because I haven't tested this yet. At least now, it's not returning it from the note I want. But I am getting stuck on that. So I'm going to move on to what it does here. If it actually does copy stuff to the static folder. I just want to see if it'll at least do that. And then I'll give up for the day. So if I run this, okay. What has it done? Match. Markdown images copied successfully. Well, it says it's copied successfully, but it hasn't copied any of the attachments. Wait, do I have an attachment in that link? I will check. Maybe I didn't put one in there. Because what it's meant to do, there is a image. Here we go. It's meant to, this links to an actual image. And it's, oh, I might know why. It's supposed to take where this image is, which is an actual address, and copy it to the website folder, but I think I've just realized why that isn't working. This needs to happen before this. So I'm going to do that. Oh, no, it has to be in the array. So it's a bit out of order, but because I've just realized to actually find the right directory, it has to have the prefix there first to know where it is. And then we cut off the prefix when we move it to the Hugo folder. That's what it's supposed to do. Except I'm not sure exactly what this line is doing, but we'll just see what happens. All right. Content posts, bruh. That's just my test note. Of course it doesn't work. Line 30 again. It's always... Okay, no, I knew this would be a problem. So I don't know what this actually does. This is just from the script from online. Source. Yeah. Oh, what does it say? Oh, it doesn't know what asset. Oh. Oh, okay. I can't do that. What if I did... no, I feel like that's gonna break. I don't know, we'll try it. Oh, hey, match is found. Oh, wait. Did that work? Static? No, it didn't. All right, I'm a bit stuck. How are you guys holding up? Sorry, this is probably so boring. That's why I don't like to code on stream, really. It's so lame. But for whatever reason, the game dev and software dev category is huge. People love watching dev stream. I find it quite boring myself, which is why I do this in quiet normally. How much backsite is allow? I don't know. I don't understand the question. Mongo says in programming... Oh, I've already read. Okay. Yeah, well, look, I'm absolutely positive that I don't think I understand the problem at this point. Yeah. But I know that if I just figure it out, it'll work and it'll be amazing. You're the best ASMR. Oh, well, thank you. I've now transcended to ASMR streamer today. What if you just print a random string... hold on. Sorry, my brain is so fried right now. What if you put it back, just print a random string in the if OS path exists? Oh, I'll try. I think I know what you're saying. We're going to verify if that works. Like, just... Oh, hold on. I've got to remember this isn't C#. This is Python. Oh, wait. No, I'm printing a lot of other things too. I get confused. Oh, wait. Oh, so... Okay, so that tells me that it doesn't... Whatever this thing about the path, it doesn't exist. So it doesn't... It's not... hold on, my throat's getting real sore. It isn't... It doesn't recognize the path. Okay, well, that gives me something. It can't find the source image. I just got to check the time real quick. It can't find the source. All right. Well, that's the part. That's the part I just copied from the tutorial. So I don't even know what it's doing. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. Why is my thing broke? Oh, how long has it been like that, by the way? How long has it been like that? Sorry, I just noticed. Because I just so happens that the semicolon, I have it bound to no input. I hope it wasn't like that too long. Oops. All right. So OS path, asset source. What's asset source? Join source dir link group 2. All right, well, let me undo what I did there. What was this originally doing? What source dir? I gotta look up what that is. Source dir is, I'm just gonna copy this for a minute. Just so that I know. Actually, let me look up how to actually properly use OS path join for a second. OS path. Okay, I use the single bracket for that one, not the double. So I'm just going to substitute it with the actual string so I can actually read what it's going to do, supposedly. And then the asset is eventually going to be one of the... Hold on, because I got to actually look at what it's going to do to the thing. So the actual asset would end up being this, or something resembling this. So it... Oh... I think I see a problem of why this won't work. Okay, I can put this after the thing. So I should have left it where it was. Because the thing already has this in it. So this is then going to get rid of this. But all of the slashes are the other way around. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm going to try it like that. So that it should be reading this file. It should be looking for that exact file. And if I copy this into my file explorer, it should take me there. I'm just going to verify if that's the case. Okay, that if I type that full address into my web browser, it does give me an image. So that's promising. Okay. I'm just gonna try with that one image to see if it does copy it. And then where's the destination? Okay. I'm gonna just manually copy the link for a sec. And swap the... I don't know if that makes a difference, but I think if they're all in the same direction, it should be better, hopefully. So if I move it to that... Because I just want to move this file to this folder. That's it. That's all I want to do. So I'll do a print here saying path exists. Let's see what happens now. Oh, wait, hold on. So it found all the matches. Okay, it doesn't know where it is. Let me get rid of the other prints for a moment so I can just see if it succeeded, because I can't find it in all that text. Okay, no, it doesn't know where it is still. So when I copy this path into the web browser, it works. But in Python, it doesn't know where that is, even though when I type it literally in verbatim, it takes me to a file. Teddy says, I think the asset string doesn't start with a slash. The asset or the asset source. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, no, it will start with a slash, I'm pretty sure it should start with a slash because hold on. I remember last night I was thinking about this and no, wait, sorry. My brain's tired. But I know that I'm pretty sure I told it not to remove the slash. Yeah, because the actual prefix it's removing keeps the slash after content or static there. So it will have this slash in front of it, which is what I want. Yeah, so that's fine. It yeah. It goes, what path? What are you talking about? Unless it does have to be that, but I can't do it that way because the files have in the text the slashes need to be this way. So there's probably something I'm doing wrong with this path join syntax. See, it's the syntax, man. I say it every time. If this was some node system, I would have figured this out by now. But it's all this little pedantic syntax where you have to have the slashes correct and the right quote marks and the comma in the right... Like, that is my kryptonite. I can't handle that stuff, which is why I choose not to when I can. But I want to in this case. Raymond can only process one chat at a time. That's right. Yep. My brain is like in full... It's like my brain is currently a launch model Xbox 360 right now, where I have a 50% failure rate and it's overheating. That's me right now. But yeah, now I'm reading chat now. Okay, stop bullying me. Okay, I'm reading. I see you guys. I'm a bit low energy today. Coding, it takes it out of you. And I'm getting real hungry. All right. I'm pretty stuck on this now. I think I need to come back to this a bit later once my brain is cooled off, I think. So how are you guys? Let's change the topic a bit. How have you been? How's everyone else doing? Let's not focus on me for now. Kill Snack says, yes, also, thing is so dependent. Okay, look, I don't know what that means. I don't know. If it's dependent or whatever, look, I just want it to work. That's all I care about. Which is funny because you come off as the guy to enjoy what? Sorry. I can't even process a full chat message anymore. My brain is that fried. To enjoy what? Being an overheated Xbox. Teddy says, I tend to have the problem if I'm really stuck and the next time I come back, I just manage to fix it. Yeah, dude. Okay. Because that is so me. I think that's what's going to happen. I think I've reached the diminishing returns where if I spend any more minutes looking at this now, I will need to be sent to Microsoft Returns and my brain replaced with a new model. The Raymond Brain Slim. That's what we're going to need. So I'm just going to not think about it for a moment. Mongo says, have a KFC box in return. That does sound good. Operating system, OS. The OS is dependent? Well, look, that's beyond my control, okay? I don't write my own operating systems, okay? I'm not Terry Davis. Not him. I'm not that good yet. I'm as crazy as him, probably, but I'm not as skilled. So... I don't know. Maybe when I turn 45, I'll reach that level, but not today. I do have some other... Because, look, this is such a boring way to end the stream, so I'm going to tell you about something cool. I'm going to have the nice climactic ending. I did manage to actually solve a problem this week that I'm excited to tell you about. So, you got... Oh, what the hell have I just clicked on? Okay, I don't want... Okay, I'm going to save this and close. I'm going to get the hell out of... I'm just going to look at all the tabs. I got so many tabs. All right, closing all the tabs. I'm going to clean up my desktop here. Now, if I click this button, am I full screened now? Okay. I did manage to solve a problem. So hard storage, backup solutions. I was talking about this the other week, and I was really stuck on the whole thing. And I might need maybe I might need my desktop for this after all. But I did manage to solve the problem or figure out what to do. So the components are on the way. It'll take a little while because I'm in Australia and some of it is you can only get in America. But I've now figured out the backup hardware I need to keep everything safe instead of just this cheap Western Digital MyBook that I'm using. So I was going on this big rant last week about how hard it's been to research this stuff because of all the AI slop out there now, giving you all this misinformation and misdirection about, well, actually, this is a thing, and this can happen, and actually this, and it's all contrary. I'm just going to open a new little whiteboard here, and I'm going to try and draw up my master plan. So if you have the same problem, you can just maybe copy my working out of what I've done here. So what my plan is, I'm going to have a big array, not a big array, like a maybe like a RAID 1 or a RAID 10 of NVMEs. So this is going to be RAID 10. Now, I know that it's probably less efficient than RAID 5. So, okay, I should probably give some backstory here because this is going to sound crazy. So lately I've been trying to... I've been doing a lot of boring things, as you can see, because there's a lot of exciting progress I want to work on the game, but you got to wash your bowl first, as I say. I actually do have a little bowl. Hold on, I'll show you guys this. You gotta wash the bowl, all right? I got a little bowl here that remind me of my little favorite saying. What does that mean? Well, if you've seen my last devlog, you'll know. If you don't know that saying, it's basically, you got to do the US Marine Corps attitude where you do things slowly and carefully, and that leads to you doing things faster in the future. Whereas people that don't share that attitude, and I've met many of them, they just like to extreme go horse and rush through everything, have no care about doing things carefully at all. And I'm a bit like that sometimes, but I think it's a problem when you do everything in this apathetic way. And my whole thing is you kind of have to be like the monk from this ancient Zen story where the monk becomes enlightened when instead of trying to constantly learn and what's the lesson to enlightenment? How do I get? And he asks the master, how do I get enlightened? And the master just tells him to just wash his dishes, and then he gets it. And what it kind of means is, you kind of gain, I guess, serenity in life by just focusing on the smallest thing and doing it right. So I've been slowly over time taking that attitude more seriously with everything. And one of those things that it's gotten me to think more about is, just my setup and how I'm managing the data, how I'm organizing my files, because I had a lot of issues with that last year when I hired the professional who left a complete mess. And I did a lot of cleanup myself, but there's also a lot of bowls that have been unwashed in my own space here. And I'm like, well, if I'm going to take this idea seriously, I should live by it 100%. So that brings us to this whole thing about storage, backup storage, because I have a pretty bad solution right now. I actually don't have enough space on my external drive to back up everything because I have more storage on my computer than my backup drive. That's a problem, of course, because if something happens, I'm going to lose a lot of data, which is not good. It's not cool. So I've been rigorously researching how to actually do backups properly, how the pros do it, even though I wouldn't say I'm a pro, but I try to pretend to be one when I can. And they have their whole server. They have the Linus Tech Tips server and everything, and that's a bit too much for me. So I just want something that's better than what I got for the moment. And I got into looking at RAID arrays and DASs. So to tell you my master plan, and I had to do a lot of so much research on this. It's crazy. It wouldn't be that much research if half the articles I read just weren't AI generated nonsense, but that's the world we live in now. So I was able to come up with a plan. So the flash storage I want to use is just a big NVMe flash storage, so it's super fast. I won't have to wait around for my footage to load anymore when I'm editing because I'm just doing it all on a hard drive right now, which is ancient stuff. And with my game too, all my game files are on a spinning disk, like a hard disk, which are so really slow, but that's just what I've been using this whole time. But in a few months' time, not anymore. It's going to be this. That's going to be the way it works. And it's going to be done in RAID 10, which means that I'm going to color 2 of these in. So imagine these are NVMe drives. I know I've drawn them pretty bad. 2 of these will be like maybe 4 terabytes or something, or 8 terabytes. We'll go with 8. I think I picked 8 because that's about... No, there'll be 4. Sorry. You can't really buy 8 terabyte NVMe's, I remember. So these are going to be 4 terabyte NVMe's, which are quite expensive, but I think hopefully they'll last me the next 10 years. That's what I'm hoping. So you've got 2 of these, and then you've got another 2, which are also 4 terabytes, but these are for redundancy. So that way, if one of these has a drive failure for some reason, or if there's some read error or whatever, I don't know what happens. I know NVMe's are more resilient to this, but from what I've read, it's a good idea to have redundancy. But this RAID thing is not a backup. That's the thing. When I first heard about this, everyone told me it's like, oh, it's like you can back up, you have redundant data, it's like a backup. But it isn't really, because if something happens to the enclosure that this is all sitting in, then it's useless. Your backup and your files are both gone. So you got to have another system that is backing up this whole thing. And that's my second component in this plan, and this is just going to be a big array of cheap, big physical disk, like hard 3.5 inch hard disk drives, old school drives. This is also going to be in RAID 10 for redundancy. And I was wanting to use RAID 5, and RAID 5, I tried to read a lot about this, but there's a lot of complications with this that I've been able to read about, at least. So with RAID 5, the way that I thought this was cool at first, because it's like, the way it works is you get 3 drives worth of space, but 1 of these worth of parity or redundancy. So if one of these, and the parity it's spread out across the 4 of them like this. So that way, if one of these conks out, it can use the 3 other parity stripes to rebuild this drive. However, but this is because most of the articles I read, the story stopped there, and it's like, oh cool, I can rebuild the data, that's sick. But then I kept researching it more and found that actually that doesn't always work, and there's lots of actual problems with when people try to do that in the real world. And that's that during a rebuild, another drive might fail, which apparently does happen from time to time, and then you lose the entire array, or that the actual parity it's writing to this is wrong. How does that happen? Well, if this enclosure that has the RAID 5 in it suffers an interruption when it's writing this parity data, like if you yank your computer's power, or your computer blue screens, or something, and it can't finish writing the parity, it now has no way of knowing whether the parity is actually correct. There's no way of knowing it. And that's a problem. Unless you use this obscure Linux file system, which I'm not running Linux, so I can't do that. So I really wanted to do this one, but I was I was skeptical about whether I'd be actually able, in practice, to recover parity from a RAID 5. So I decided to do RAID 10, which is simpler. It's less efficient, there's more overhead, but it's simpler. And it's like, you just have a mirror of both of like you have 2 of these rigged up in an array so that they spread data across both of them. And then 2 of them are just mirroring what the others are doing. And that seems like it, because it doesn't use parity in that case. So I have more trust in it. Anyway, let me know if I've lost you guys. This is probably like super boring, but this is like, this is stuff I wish I had done years ago, because this is probably something, if you're doing any kind of project, you should have some kind of worst case scenario plan for what happens if World War III happens or whatever, and you lose your project files in a missile strike or whatever. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen. You got to be ready, right? So, Killsnack asks, will you need a UPS battery? Yes, which I already have, thankfully. I've had this one for a while, and it has saved my project once. I don't know if I told you this story, but about a year ago, the end of last year, there was a huge lightning storm, crazy storm. Not very common, doesn't happen all the time. But Oh, hold on. Someone's calling me. I will call them back in a few minutes. I was like, what's that vibrating noise? Okay, I'll wrap this up and then I gotta go. But, so, lightning strike, but the UPS saved it. Because my computer was plugged into the UPS was cooked completely, but my computer was fine. If it wasn't for that UPS, oh man, Project Feline would have been over. And after that, and I started thinking about washing the bowl more, I realized, oh, okay, I gotta do better than this. I need a better backup plan than just the UPS saving from a power surge. That's not good enough. I gotta be ready for the next lightning strike. So that's why I started going into all this stuff. And this is what I'm gonna do. I've got flash storage of NVMe's for RAID 10, which is going to be my working storage, and then I'm going to RAID 10 of just hard disk drives that are going to be always backing up, and I'm using a specific kind of hard drive as well. These aren't ordinary hard disk drives. These are red, like WD red drives, which are specifically for backup storage. They're a bit more resilient than normal consumer hard drives, excuse me, and they're designed to be constantly running. So they're built a little higher quality, pretty much. So what I'm going to do is, because I have software, I have paid software as well for this that I'm glad I bought, Macrium Reflect, which has been quite good. And what I want to do is have it so that while I'm working all the time, it's constantly making incremental backups to this backup. Like all the work I'll be doing will be on this flash thing externally from my computer. Just so that I can make it into a big array and have more space. And then this is going to be backing up to this other bigger array of like older, like lower tech drives that are just backing up. And it's going to be constantly doing incremental file backups. And then every week it's going to consolidate them into like a backup. And then every month it's going to do a full backup of the whole disk. I have some of that working already, except I don't have enough space to do incremental, like moment to moment backups. So that's going to be the only real difference, is that I'll have the space to firstly back up everything, which I can't do now, and I'll be able to do it incrementally because I've put more storage space in the backup than the flash storage too. So I'll have plenty of room to have like 10 duplicates. Like if I'm working on Gabby's model, for instance, during the day there'll be like 10 different saves from 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning or whatever. Like, because I don't have the room to do that at the moment, but that will be possible once all this arrives. So that's what I ended up doing for my backup solution. Yeah, I had to do a lot of research to come to that. I hope that this might help some of you out in case maybe you haven't thought about this, in which case you should if you're taking your work seriously. And if you have thought about it and have a better idea, then by all means do your thing. But if you haven't thought about it, or you've started thinking about it, but you're not sure and you're overwhelmed by all the contrary facts out there of what this all means, this is what I'm doing. And if you trust my judgment, I guess you could copy this plan too for your thing. This is what I decided on after like weeks of rigorous searching. But RAID 10 is sort of what I'm going with. So yeah, and also these will all be connected to the UPS too. So if there is, for whatever reason, the power goes out, these will still have time to finish what they're doing and safely shut off. So there's that too. But even if one of these fails, or there's some there isn't going to be any misread parity, I don't think, with RAID 10 from what I can gather, because it's just doing mirroring. So you can then just mirror the correct data from one of the others. Although I have heard that sometimes it doesn't work either. But look, this is the best I've been able to do, really. Yeah, that's because I'm not an IT wizard. I'm just a guy. So this is the best I was able to do. But yeah. Kyo says, this has started sounding like those doomsday preppers who have 13 bunkers of fully stocked with 40 years worth of non-perishable food. Well, hey man, they might be onto something. I mean, you look at what's going on out there, things are looking pretty grim. Maybe, we all laugh at them. What's the saying? It's like they laugh at you, they mock you, and then you win. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the doomsday preppers, maybe they know something we don't. Now, I'm not that extreme, obviously. I don't have enough money to afford property to have a bunker with that much storage. But I do have hard drives. That's the best I can do for the moment. Cybercell says Gabby is immortal now. That's right. She will live forever. Because, yeah, up until now, there's maybe one backup of her somewhere. But that's not really enough. You got to have at least 3. That's like the rule, the 3-2-1 rule. So this is technically not the 3-2-1 rule. It's like there's 2 places. The third thing, which I would actually might be able to do with this RAID array, is swap out some of these drives and have them mirror the others, and then take those drives out and like have 2 additional or 3 additional drives, or 2 additional drives. You then swap out some of these occasionally and just keep the other 2 drives somewhere else. Then this would be compliant with the 3-2-1 rule. So that's the other thing. I think I do have a few spare drives to use for this purpose, so that should work. But yeah, so that way I'll have 3 backups, which is like what most respectable professionals say is like the bare minimum. Like you should at least have 3. So yeah. They're hella expensive, are they? Yes. So it has hurt quite a bit, but look, I would rather pay the price of that than pay the price of having to build all of that all over again. Like, yes, this will cost me quite a bit of money for these drives and to be able to work faster and to be able to have redundancy, but it costs more if I lose it all. So you got to like weigh it, and it's like you whether you decide to make a choice or not, you pay something. You either pay the price for redundancy, and say not just redundancy but backup as well, because again, a redundancy is not a backup. You either pay the price of that, or you pay the price of the worst price in the future, which is like being irresponsible and losing it. So I'd rather pay the other one where I don't have to redo it. That's just me. So yeah, so I hope that was helpful. I do have to get going, but I hope you enjoyed this cool chill. This was like a chill ASMR coding stream where I learnt a bit about Python. Thanks for everyone that gave me some pointers without getting too angry at me. I know that with coding streams, it's super easy for people to like get angry. It's like, how does he not know this? How does he not know how to code? Or whatever. I appreciate you guys not being like that. It makes it easier to get through it. And, please be patient with me. I'm not a coder, so I appreciate that. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, I will have, maybe over the weekend, make some headway with the script, and I'll be able to have all the content up finally. And yeah, so I might have some other interruptions getting this hard drive thing set up. I think one of the components is arriving today. So yeah, I'm not sure how much time I'll have to work on everything else because I got to figure out how to set this whole thing up first. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next week.